Learning English podcast.
Hey everyone. Look, if you're trying to boost your speaking skills quickly, like actually learn English vocabulary faster and have it stick, you're in exactly the right place. Welcome to today's Explainer. We're jumping right into a super interactive learning experience that's specifically designed to completely transform the way you practice and understand the language. Let's get into it.
I gotta start by asking you this right off the bat. Are you ready to train your brain to speak English fluently? Seriously, think about it. Because today isn't just about passively reading words on a screen or memorizing boring grammar rules. No way. This is about actively training your mouth and your brain to work together so the words just flow naturally.
Okay, let's dive into this roadmap for today. We're hitting 4 main stops. First up, the path to fluency. Then we'll look at a workplace conversation. After that, a core vocabulary breakdown. And finally, we'll wrap up with the shadowing method.
So, part 1, the path to fluency. We're talking about the ultimate goal here. The whole core philosophy of the source material we're looking at today boils down to one simple idea. Repetition is very important to become fluent in English. I know, it sounds incredibly obvious, right? But honestly, it's the golden rule. The more you repeat, the practice, the more natural and confident your English is going to sound. You literally have to immerse yourself in it over and over again.
All right, moving into part 2, a workplace conversation. Let's check in on Mark and Sarah's project.
And this brilliantly illustrates how an everyday situation gives us the absolute best learning tools. On the one hand, you've got Mark's problem, right? He's feeling completely lost. He spent a bunch of time on the wrong tasks last week, and now he is far behind schedule. But then, on the other hand, we have Sarah stepping in with some really practical advice. Turn off the phone, stay organized, and make a brand new list of goals. It's a totally real-world problem, and it builds the perfect foundation for us to learn some practical English.
Let's actually hear from Mark directly. He says, I really want to get back on track before the weekend starts. You can literally feel his struggle here, right? But also you feel his determination to just fix the problem. And this specific struggle is what sets up the exact vocabulary we're about to extract and learn. And Sarah, being the helpful coworker she is, replies, maybe you should turn off your phone so you don't get distracted. That is exactly how a supportive colleague would sound. Notice how natural and, well, everyday her response is? That's what adds a really fantastic layer of real-world fluency to our practice.
Now, what's really interesting about this next part, part 3, is our core vocabulary breakdown. Let's extract those key phrases.
First up, the word schedule. Simply put, a schedule is a plan that shows what you need to do and when you do it. Remember poor Mark? He was far behind his schedule simply because he spent way too much time doing the wrong tasks. Honestly, we've all been there. Next up, we have the phrase, get back on track. This means to return to the right way after a problem or a delay. It creates such a vivid mental image, doesn't it? Like a literal train getting put back onto its rails. And this is exactly what Mark wants to achieve before the weekend, so he doesn't spend his days off stressing out about his delayed project.
And our third keyword is distracted. This is basically when you just cannot focus because something else takes your attention away from your tasks. Sarah's wise advice was for Mark to turn off his phone, specifically to avoid this exact state of being distracted.
Let's move to part 4 and see how this all builds into the shadowing method. Time to train your brain.
Okay, so here are the 3 distinct phases of this practice. Step 1 is simply to listen and repeat. Super straightforward. Step 2 is the actual shadowing phase, where you take turns. And step 3 is speaking out loud using a question and answer format. We're going to walk through these exact procedural steps right now.
Let's look at the listen and repeat phase. Basically, you'll hear each sentence 2 times. The first time, you will speak very, very slowly. Doing that helps you copy the exact pronunciation and the rhythm of the words. Then, the second time around, you speed it up and speak at a totally normal speed. That rapid shift, it's designed to build your natural fluency and your confidence.
From there, we reach the core technique, shadowing itself. In this phase, you're going to take turns speaking both parts of the conversation. First, you'll hear speaker 1's line and listen carefully. Then, you literally step into the shoes of speaker 2 and read their line out loud yourself. And hey, if the pacing is ever too fast, just pause the playback or slow it down a bit. No pressure.
So the absolutely crucial point here is this. You must speak out loud. The rules are super simple. Pause after each question, say your answer out loud to train your mouth and your brain, and if you don't know the answer, no big deal. Just listen and repeat. And most importantly, actually scratch that, the best piece of advice here, say your answers with a smile. It genuinely helps build your confidence. Here's exactly what that question and answer practice looks like in real time. The prompt will ask, "Why is Mark behind schedule?" And you will respond out loud, "Because he spent too much time on the wrong tasks." Then the prompt asks, "What did Sarah tell Mark to do?" And you say out loud, "She told him to turn off his phone." See? It's active, it's dynamic, and it works.
Before we finish, I really want you to remember this quote from the source material. Don't worry about being perfect, just speak. Getting started and literally just making sounds with your mouth is so much more important than having flawless textbook grammar on your very first try. Don't be shy, just keep going.
To wrap up today's explainer, I want to leave you with a question that cleverly uses the very vocabulary we just mastered. Are you ready? What will you do today to get your English learning schedule back on track? Think about it, and then jump right in and start shadowing. Thanks for hanging out with us, keep practicing, and happy learning.